Hey folks, Sean here. And in this episode, I want to talk to you about why we focus on only the next step when we're trying to develop profitable growth channels for our B2B SaaS businesses. Now, this may seem relatively obvious, but I promise you it's easy to make this mistake. When trying to build profitable growth channels for our B2B SaaS products, a lot of people try to focus on accomplishing everything all at once. They confuse the steps along the way to get to what is actually the successful outcome that they're trying to achieve, which is basically ensuring that we have a profitable growth channel. I'll give you an example. For someone like me who leverages pretty significantly a Google search ads channel to both test and validate whether or not I can develop a profitable growth channel for my B2B SaaS product businesses, there's a number of steps to achieve to get to that desired outcome. And it's essentially, number one, can I get people to engage with the ad that I'm created based on the keywords that I'm targeting? They're engaging with that ad. Are they landing on my landing page or my website? And are they engaging with that? Are they consuming that information to then take the next step, which is, for me, typically create a free trial, create an account and start using my product. Then once they're there, do they engage with the product? Do they use it? Do they have a good experience with it? After that, once they make it through the free trial phase, have they had a good enough experience and gotten enough value, most importantly, to just have the desire and then ultimately take the action to convert their free account to a paid account? Right. Now, there's several steps along the way there, but a lot of folks will try to skip some or jump right to the end. And then that's like running an experiment and changing a bunch of things, right? If you're trying to run an experiment, but you change multiple variables and you get a different outcome, how can you know which change ultimately led to the different outcome? You won't, right? Because there'll be too many, it's too much, you're trying to do too much all at once. So the goal here is instead to focus on that immediate next step after you've completed the step before that, and make sure that you take a methodical approach when you're doing this with trying to develop profitable growth channels for your B2B SaaS product business. So in this case, for example, something I want to do with my Google search ads first is determine whether or not they're engaging with that. So I can look at things like click-through rate, how my budget is being leveraged, what I'm spending in terms of cost per click. All of these things will give me a better idea how efficiently and effectively the ad campaign that I built to drive traffic leveraging this channel is working. And once I know that that's working relatively well, I can have a better understanding in terms of how many of those folks are landing on my site and how many of them are converting into ultimately what I'm really looking for, which is for them to create an account and start using the product. Then I can use a separate process or tool to ultimately determine whether or not the folks that have created an account are getting value out of it. That's important as well. Obviously, that's the next step beyond that. And then ultimately, once they make it through their trial period, are they getting enough value to have a reason to upgrade that account to a paid account, right? And that's really what I'm looking for. So in stepwise fashion, I focus on each of those individual steps by themselves, and I don't try to do too many all at once because that'll make my job significantly harder, and I might run experiments that confuse the results so that I won't know what moved the needle.